In a rural village in the heart of Nigeria, lived a woman named Ngozi. She was married to a respected farmer Chijioke from the southeastern part of Nigeria, where the sun bathed the land in golden light and the air was filled with the sound of birds chirping. Ngozi and Chijioke had two sons, Chima and Emeka, who grew up strong and healthy, learning the ways of their people and the rich traditions passed down through generations. But as often happens, misfortune struck. A terrible famine gripped their village, and the crops that once thrived began to wither. The soil that once fed their people no longer yielded sustenance. Chijioke, desperate to provide for his family, made the difficult decision to move with his wife and sons to Kaduna, a city in the north, where there was still food and work. With heavy hearts, they left their home, hoping that their luck would change. In Kaduna, however, tragedy followed them. Not long after their arrival, Chijioke fell ill and passed away. Ngozi was left a widow, far from her family and home, with only her two sons by her side. Though her heart ached, she held on to hope for her boys, praying that they would grow strong and build their own lives. Years later, Chima and Emeka married two women from the local community, Amina, a strong and gentle woman from the Hausa people, and Zainab, a woman of noble descent with a spirit full of grace. Despite her grief, Ngozi was happy that her sons had found love. But as fate would have it, disaster struck again. First, Chima became ill and passed away, followed soon by Emeka. Ngozi was devastated. Her sons, a source of joy and future, were gone. Left alone with her daughters-in-law, Amina and Zainab, Ngozi felt the crushing weight of her loss. She knew that she could no longer stay in Kaduna. There was nothing left for her there. Ngozi decided to return to her hometown in Anambra, believing that perhaps her people would show her mercy in her old age. She told her daughters-in-law, "My daughters, you're still young. You have your families and your lives ahead of you. Go back to your people. I am too old to start again." Amina and Zainab refused and informed her that they wanted to stay with her. However, Ngozi insisted that they go to their people. Amina, her heart full of tears, kissed Ngozi goodbye. She returned to her family in the north, where she knew she could rebuild her life. But Zainab, who had formed a deep bond with Ngozi, refused to leave her side. "Wherever you go, I will go. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God," Zainab declared, showing unwavering loyalty. Touched by Zainab's words and steadfastness, Ngozi agreed to let her accompany her back to Anambra. The journey was long and difficult, but through it, the bond between them grew stronger. Zainab, though from a different ethnic group, began to embrace the customs of Ngozi's people, learning their language and the ways of their traditions. When they arrived in Anambra, the villagers were shocked to see Ngozi return after so many years. They remembered but also mourned the loss of her sons. Yet, as they saw Zainab by her side, they admired the deep loyalty she had for Ngozi. Zainab worked hard in the fields, helping to provide for them, and the two women lived modestly. One day, a wealthy and respected man named Obina took notice of Zainab. He was a farmer known for his fairness and generosity to the poor. Having heard of Zainab's devotion to her mother-in-law and the way she had chosen to care for her despite all odds, Obina was moved. He approached Zainab and asked her to be his wife, honoring the tradition of levirate marriage, which allowed a widow to marry her deceased husband's relative in order to carry on the family name. Zainab, after a period of thoughtful consideration, agreed to marry Obina. The union was a joyous occasion for the village, as it not only brought new hope for Zainab, but also restored Ngozi's family line. Through this marriage, Zainab became the mother of Chijioke, a son who would grow up to be a leader in the community, continuing the legacy of his grandfather Chijioke. As Ngozi held her grandson in her arms, a sense of peace washed over her. She had endured so much pain and loss, but she now saw how her faith and perseverance had brought about a new beginning for her family. The journey had been long, but it had led to restoration, and in Zainab's love for her, Ngozi found the fulfillment of her hopes. Through love, faith, and loyalty,